Hello, ladies and gentlemen! Just one more week until our first pay-per-view of 2022 known as Tenfold. Tonight, we welcome you to episode number 4 of VRW Warzone Season 2. And we're kicking things off tonight with an explosive tag team elimination frenzy match.
The following contest is an elimination frenzy match. At a combined weight of 495 pounds, representing Insurgency, Royal Sullivan.
As always, I am the voice of VRW commentary. This is Quadissimo, ladies and gentlemen. We're heading into the first pay-per-view of 2022, Tenfold. For the first time ever, we air to you a match unlike any other. 32 warriors, 32 war maidens, all battling out in the largest elimination gauntlet style matchup, where their future at the Ultimate Frenzy pay-per-view could be decided on this very night. Ryan Riley, Royal Sullivan, and Insurgency could possibly be headed there themselves, along with these two.
And their opponents, at a combined weight of 507 pounds, Ace Barry, AJ Graves, the Broken Kingdom.
Ace Barry knew what it was like to be a champion on one of the biggest stages in VRW. This year, Austin Storm, the king of the Warzone, has planned for the Broken Kingdom to once more hold gold, whether that be at the assistance of Tenfold's Roulette Frenzy match or just being associated with Austin Storm. Absolutely anything can happen.
Chase Collins, Evan Wilder, American Strong Style.
Evan Wilder, Chase Collins still pretty green in the tag team division regardless. They have themselves a heavy opportunity here tonight to knock off 3 of the top teams in VRW, looking to shotgun themselves up the tag team rankings. These two may very well find themselves at the same time in the Roulette Frenzy match. Danny Wells also participating. American Strong Style all declared for the Roulette Frenzy match.
At a combined weight of 415 pounds, Tyler Omega, Jackson Beta, Dead Set.
The thing about tonight is that it is all about momentum building. Dead Sex, Jackson Theta, and Tyler Omega had a ton of momentum in 2021 when they first arrived on the scene. They haven't felt that wave of momentum coming into 2022. Tonight, winning this match could very well get them back the confidence on that wave of momentum that they once rode, ladies and gentlemen. This is an elimination tag team frenzy style. Your team is eliminated when both you and your partner are eliminated from the matchup here. 8 men in the same ring at the same time. Here we go. Gotta wonder Austin Storm's strategy going into the Roulette Frenzy match himself. All of the Broken Kingdom declared for the Roulette Frenzy match, as well as Insurgency. Many men in this matchup will be in the same Roulette Frenzy match we are going to see next week. In terms of the Warriors and War Maidens as well, 32 Warriors and War Maidens, all gunning for the same opportunity, a main event matchup at the Ultimate Frenzy. A pay-per-view that could very well change your life challenge for the World Championship, so it may be for you. And Royal Sullivan from the top row with a billion AJ Graves trying to top on an overhead style. No countouts, no disqualification. The only way to win is for you and your partner to be the last team standing, or wait, no, you might be the sole survivor. Great move out of the way there by Chase Collins, and tossing Royal Solomon over the top rope. Power bomb suplex by AJ Graves. The Broken Kingdom have been trying to fire themselves up for the sake of the King, Austin Storm. Winning this matchup would definitely please His Majesty. And Insurgency try to get themselves in the running for the Warzone Tag Team Championship match themselves in their own right. Jada Storm, ooh! Have been trying to guide Royal Solomon and Ryan Riley through a new lease on life here in the Warzone. And Royal Solomon right now taking it to Jackson Theta inside the ring. Huge knee strike to the face of Jackson Theta right now. On the outside, Ace Barrett having a deal with Evan Wilder. So far as keeping the advantage in his own favor. A lot of big names to appear at VRW Tenfold next week, February 3rd, here on YouTube. Whole bunch of hungry talent looking to shotgun their way to the top of the mountain, either challenging Jason Ramirez, should he still be the Warzone champion. Come the Ultimate Frenzy. Here's a cover by Jackson Theta right now. Hook to the legs, shoulders are down. Royal Solomon able to kick out at 2.5. But Jackson Theta is not done with Royal Solomon. Wants to put it into Royal right here and now. Try to go for that landslide driver. Oh! And a great counter for Royal Solomon to get himself out of dodge right now. He's keeping command over Jackson Theta. Look at the power in the Beal. And Jackson Theta cannot get himself back into the matchup right now. Royal Solomon is on complete domination mode right now. Finally back inside the ring. Ace Barrett and Evan Wilder here. Trip from underneath of the legs to the top rope. Tyler Omega crashing down on Ryan Riley. And the Ace of Spades delivered to Evan Wilder. Here's a cover. AJ Graves keeping his tag team partner at bay, and Wilder has been eliminated. Chase Collins is going to have a hard time dealing in this matchup without his tag team partner now. And right now, for the top rope, Ryan Riley does not want to be here right now. Tyler Omega with a superplex to the outside. Throwing absolute caution to the wind is dead set right now. AJ Graves going to the cover on Chase Collins. And Collins able to kick out at 2.5. But AJ Graves still with the target set in mind. The power! Pop up into the gut wrench suplex cover again by AJ Graves. Shoulders are down. Collins able to kick out again at 2.5. That is a lot of power. As is easily being used to toss his opponents around. And a huge lariat delivered to Collins again. AJ Graves with another cover. And again, Collins able to survive the onslaught of the Broken Kingdom's muscle. But Graves has yet to let up against American Strong Style's last hope in this matchup here. Jackson Theta once again trying to get the upper hand on Royal Solomon. It is just not working out for this man. Now Royal Solomon back and forth in the corner right now with Jackson Theta finally being able to bring some offense on the Samoan Islander. Meanwhile, on the left side of your screen, Collins tossing AJ Graves back inside the ring, trying to go for the big boot, missing wildly. Great cover right now for Royal Solomon, able to kick out, however. Ooh, and a pump kick delivered by Ace Barrett, and an uppercut by Collins. Chase Collins down, trying to go for a cover. Barrett can't do anything to save his tag team partner. No, a kick out at 2.5. Graves able to bounce back here, trying to go for that pop-up But once again, Collins able to get the upper hand and a super kick by Ace Barrett. Oh! Corkscrew Samoa drop by Royal Solomon to Jackson Theta. Theta has been eliminated by Royal Solomon. Is now American Strong Style and Dead Set. Without their tag team partners right now, Ace of Spades connected to Chase Collins. Collins able to kick out again. The Broken Kingdom can't seem to get this one person out of the matchup here to eliminate the entirety of their team of American Strong Style. Royal Solomon once again, corkscrew Samoa drop connects. This time to Tyler Omega. Dead second still in this match. Chase Collins trying to find himself out of this rocky hard place, but once again, Royal Solomon at the corkscrew Samoa drop. Cover again by Royal Solomon, and Dead Sec has been wiped off of the map of this matchup by Royal Solomon. It is down to the Broken Kingdom. Insurgency and one man left of American Strong Style. The Ace of Spades connects again. Cover. Shoulders are down. It is now down to Insurgency and the Broken Kingdom. There is a steady pace now settling in. The Broken Kingdom, all they have to do is wear down one man, Ryan Riley. Royal Solomon need to get back in the matchup here, recovering to save his lone surviving partner. And Royal Solomon has already eliminated one team on his own. Kick to the midsection again, tried to go for that corkscrew Samoa drop, but Ace Barrett making sure that the numbers game is still in their favor. Keeping the divide and conquer. Royal Solomon cannot survive in this nature right now by himself. Neither can Ryan Riley. Ace Barrett now off the middle rope with a tornado reverse DDT. Royal Solomon trapped. Here's a cover once again, this time by AJ Graves. Ace Barrett saying that is not enough. He knows it's not enough. And Ryan Riley taking too much time to glow here, trying to beat Ace Barrett, and he paid for it. Ace Barrett knows what it's take to take out the very best. The man was world champion at one point in time. And he's about to take out another former one, but inadvertently, AJ Graves knocked Ryan Riley out of the way of the trump card. And now, Royal Solomon out the counter. Setting Ryan Riley up. The big man is on his shoulder. Crash landing into the Hellfire Reckoning. The cover. Shoulders are down. AJ Graves able to kick out at 2.5. Two of the top teams duking things out right now. If only this was a #1 contenders match. These two teams are more than deserving to challenge for the Warzone Tag Team Champions. Ace Barrett looks for another Ace of Spades. Cover again. Shoulders are down. Ryan Riley, 2.99 seconds. Riley is still alive, but for how much longer? Incoming lariat. The cover again. For Broken Kingdom to eliminate Ryan Riley. He kicked out again. This is only, ladies and gentlemen, the first match of the night. Ryan Riley, Royal Solomon of Insurgency taking it to the Broken Kingdoms. Ace Barrett and AJ Graves. Graves is locked into submission. Arm trap with a crossface. And now it's Ace Barrett stuck in a submission. A torture rack is applied. And here comes the save by AJ. Stopping Baron from tapping out in the best way possible. Over the top rope though. Graves has been removed for the situation. Pop up into the uppercut. Now the cover. The cover again. Baron able to save himself. Kick out of 2. But from behind, Graves providing the distraction. Baron now back of the advantage. Backslide into a driver. Shoulders are down once again. Baron to eliminate Sullivan. No! Meanwhile on the outside, Ryan Riley avoided disaster. An impressive showing of individualism in these two forms of teams. But Royal Sullivan try to put the nail in their coffin. Corkscrew Samoan drop connects to Baron once again. Shoulders are down. Ace Barrett eliminated. It is up to the muscle of the Broken Kingdom to survive this 2-on-1 and win the match of the Broken Kingdom. But size and power is not enough. Graves is going to have to outsmart Insurgency here. He's without a tag team partner at this point. Graves is doing absolutely anything and everything he can to survive in this moment right here. And now a double Uranagi slam. Graves is going to try to do all that he can here. But there's only so much he can do on his own. And now Ryan Riley and Royal Sullivan with the strikes and grapples together. You're about to call it how she wrote it, ladies and gentlemen. And Sullivan now from the top rope. Look at the crash down with the elbow to the side and the back of AJ Graves, and now Ryan Riley with a submission. Inverted cloverleaf is applied here. AJ Graves absolutely nowhere to go. Rope break is not applied in this scenario. But AJ Graves able to break free for the submission regardless. Kicks to the midsection. Look at the nail and Spike Riley with a brain buster. So close. All he has to do is incapacitate. Oh, Royal Sullivan with the lariat. Needed to go for the car, but Sullivan able to recover. That was Graves' only window of success. And it slammed shut on the man's fingers. And now trying to bounce back here, trying to go for the lariat once again, but up on the shoulders of Royal Sullivan into the Samoan spine buster cover again. Shoulders are down. Graves able to kick out 2.5. Graves is fighting so violently here. Once again, Hellfire Reckoning. The cover again. AJ Graves. 2.99. How on earth is this man still going against Insurgency? This is a 2-on-1. And he's fighting his damnedest here. But once again, the numbers advantage. Setting into reality. An Insurgency in pursuit of AJ Graves once again on the outside. Absolutely no rest for the wicked. Picking the legs so viciously was Ryan Riley. All that training that Jada Storm has been getting these two locked in by. Look at the power of Sullivan. At some point, you just gotta say this just isn't fair. Despite how big, despite how powerful AJ Graves is still just a 2-on-1 scenario that he cannot overcome. And a big lariat by Ryan Riley this time. Now Graves is being fed back inside the ring. Ryan Riley climbing all the way to the top rope. And Solomon once again trying to pick apart the body of AJ Graves. Cloverleaf, pinpoint the legs, the limber of AJ Graves. And once again, this time trying to go for another Hellfire Reckoning by AJ Graves. With the elbows in the back of the head. Lariat! There's a lariat! The cover! But Royal Solomon making a save for Ryan Riley elbow. AJ Graves still with a lot of fun left in him. Oh! Giving another piece of his mind with that headbutt. Royal Solomon, however, corkscrew Samoa drop. Cover again. AJ Graves did absolutely everything he could, but it's over. Ladies and gentlemen, what a performance made by Royal Solomon, eliminating literally half of the entirety of this Elimination Frenzy match. All things came down to the Broken Kingdom and Insurgency at any point in time. AJ Graves had the tools, he had the arsenal. If only he had the manpower still to keep going in his matchup, Graves might have very well made the ultimate comeback, but here is where the disadvantage came into play and caused a significant factor towards the end of the matchup here. Royal Solomon eliminating Ace Barrett from the Frenzy. And like I said, a major star player in this matchup. Could you imagine Royal Solomon and the Roulette Frenzy matchup? Ladies and gentlemen, big win for Insurgency, and there's a whole lot more wins to give out later tonight. Bella Lockjaw is looking for some payback at the expense of Bad Amy after the attack Amy made trying to get her point across to Candy Vega. They meet for the first time ever here in VRW tonight. And it is an array of former War Maiden television champions: Alexia Banks, Kaiva Saturn, Nikita Sane, and Rachel Ross, all in one frenzy match. This is going to be an explosive contest, to say the least. And if you want to talk about combustible elements, it's not just Insurgency versus the UE. Trish Riley has to align herself with the Insurgency with one woman who she's going to try to take the title from. The UE, Trish and Insurgency main event tag team match later tonight.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall. Introducing first, from Chicago, Illinois, Tyson Sharp.
Well, Tyson Sharp earned the opportunity to challenge for the VRW American Revolution Championship, but he is trying to eliminate every factor that could get in his way. He already defeated Benjamin Sawyer, now he's barred from ringside. At tenfold next week, it's time to see if Darren Troy is going to suffer the same fate as Benjamin did 2 weeks ago.
And his opponent, accompanied to the ring by Benjamin Earl, Benjamin Sawyer, and a VRW American Revolution champion Mason Rex, representing American Tech, Darren Troy.
The self-proclaimed outspoken leader of American Terror, Darren Troy, is looking to ensure that he will play a factor in the American Revolution Championship match next week against Tyson Sharp and Mason Rex, the American Revolution Championship, the centerpiece of American Terror. Ever since aligning themselves with Benjamin Earl, things have been looking skyward for American Terror. It's only a matter of time before Benjamin Earl pulls whatever strings he needs to in order to get American Terror another Warzone Tag Team Championship match opportunity. I would allow these three to be the only ones that can say that they have been Warzone Tag Team Champions 3 times in their career in VRW. Well, Tyson Sharp is looking to become a singles champion for the first time ever in his career as a member of the EFED circuit here. The power already on display if you're Tyson Sharp. Abandoning yourself from the Juggalo fam just to continue down the path of the Juggalo way in order to become a champion for yourself. An admirable feat if you're someone like Tyson Sharp looking to make a name for yourself on the EFED circuit. Just think about the match that he has got himself in with in regards to being in the same ring as Mason Rex. Mason Rex, what hasn't this man done at this point? Participating in the first ever death match, being able to say that he's been champion on numerous occasions, and the general manager of VRW. Mason Rex has literally done almost everything there is as a VRW superstar here in VRW. But Tyson Sharp trying to say that he's been champion before here, and being a little bit frustrated and overwhelmed in the early going of this matchup here. You see the frustration showing on Tyson Sharp. One thing that Mason Rex has yet to accomplish is become the VRW Sole Survivor Champion. That title currently being held by Brandon Ace. Brandon Ace and Michael Carter will be here later on tonight to announce the match stipulation between Brandon Ace and Karan Cook at VRW tenfold. Stipulation choice was supposed to belong to Karan Cook, but Byron Cook anteing it up, and now the choice belongs to the Soul Survivor champion, Brandon Ace. Ooh! Tyson Sharp. Look at Sharp here in the matchup here right now against Darren Troy. Going all flashy style with it. Darren Troy able to bounce back, trying to keep Tyson Sharp from getting anywhere closer to the American Revolution Championship. And a kick to the midsection. Darren Troy looking to end this early. Trojan horse. Double knees connect to the sternum of Tyson Sharp. Darren Troy still can't say for certain whether or not he's going to be ringside at tenfold. Tyson Sharp continues to fight. Sharp, ooh! Drop toe hold into the middle rope there. Darren Troy now Off the ropes here with the guillotine. You know, Darren Troy has often pondered whether or not his role in American Terror is the leadership style that he presents himself to be off that choke slam. And Tyson Sharp with a lariat too. Into the cover to eliminate Troy's presence, and he still presses on. As I was saying, Darren Troy, who earned American Terror's 2 tag team championships throughout their career in VRW, and now it's Tyson Sharp retreating to the outside. Now Tyson Sharp gonna whip, shoulder first into the middle turnbuckle here. And Darren Troy now trying to go. But that pendulum face buster, and Tyson Sharp blasted back with the swiftness and palm slamming Darren Troy into the mat. And huge bicycle kick. And Tyson Sharp now is on the assault of Darren Troy right now. Try to send a message to the American Revolution champion Mason Rex with that double knees in the back and spine. And now looking dead in the eyes of the champion as he takes a head off of Darren Troy with that big time lariat. Tyson Sharp takes him out the equation.
Here's your winner, Tyson Sharp.
Darren Troy and Benjamin Sawyer. One obstacle taken out of the way of the American Revolution Championship match between Mason Rex and Tyson Sharp. Ladies and gentlemen, if all things go as smooth as this last 3 weeks have, Tyson Sharp may very well be calling himself the new American Revolution Champion. Here is where the matchup ended for Darren Troy, and a new beginning could very well come for Tyson Sharp. Oh, come on! American Terror trying to dim the lights of the challenger of the American Revolution Championship. You better get this in now, because you won't be able to do this next week. To Tyson Sharp, now being driven down with a triple powerbomb. Darren Troy and Benjamin Sawyer are barred from ringside. That plays in favor for Tyson Sharp. But what underhanded tactic could Mason Rex pull come next week at tenfold when his title is on the line? Huge 6 War Maiden tag team main event still to come later on tonight. But guys, things have gotten charming here in the Warzone. The second man in VRW history to call himself a dual champion, Brandon Ace, who made history 3 weeks ago. But many say that it would not have been possible had it not been for his colossals of a tag team partner.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the VRW Warzone Tag Team Champions, Mike Carter, and the VRW Single Survivor Champion, Brandon Ace, the Chalk City King.
The VRW Warzone Tag Team Champions are in the building. Brandon Ace looking to address Caw Cook. Speak of the devil, and he shall appear, ladies and gentlemen, the former VRW Soul Survivor Champion, the longest reigning champion in VRW's history of 408 consecutive days, Caw Cook, the first dual champion in VRW's history. Well, what Brandon was alluding to is when we return to YouTube, when we return to the Warzone, it was a Soul Siren Championship matchup between Karan Cook and Brandon Ace. Brandon Ace able to lock in the Golden Gates after a grueling matchup, forcing Karan Cook to tap out in the center of the ring. If I'm hearing this right, we are having ourselves an opportunity to see these two do their damnedest to force each other to tap out not once, but twice in the same match. And this all goes down, ladies and gentlemen, the first pay-per-view of the year. VRW Tenfold live here on YouTube. 5 p.m. Central Time. It is the one pay-per-view a year where every gamble matters, and gambling is what everyone is going to have to do, especially in a roulette frenzy. Ladies and gentlemen, it is now time for some solo action from the Warriors.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall. Introducing first, from Phoenix, Arizona, 95 pounds, RJ Smith.
Well, for RJ Smith, it has been a rough start to 2022. From going to challenging for the VRW Warzone Championship, he has been going down this spiral of losses, and now has inadvertently made a deal with the proverbial devil, striking a deal with Maxwell White. Should RJ lose this matchup, he actually has to receive the man's guidance.
Where did the time go? Running scared for so many years, and now I'm here.
And his opponent, from Indianapolis, Indiana, Marcus Holloway.
Keep in mind, ladies and gentlemen, Marcus Holloway was one of 2 other men who had the opportunity to challenge for the contendership of the VRW Warzone Championship, along with RJ Smith, along with Tom Doyle. Marcus Holloway is just one other man that RJ Smith needs to overcome, not just to get some kind of victory underneath of his belt, but to ensure that he doesn't need to follow the guidance of Maxwell White and uphold his end of the deal. Just think, ladies and gentlemen, if RJ beats Marcus Holloway here tonight, he clearly doesn't need the help of Mr. White. But Marcus Holloway is looking for his first victory here in his own right in 2022. Could it be at the expense of RJ Smith? That all remains to be seen. Matchup is now underway. And again, RJ Smith has been trying to nab himself a victory for some time now. It's been damn near 3 weeks going into Season 2 of the Warzone, and Smith has yet to secure himself a win. It seems that this trend is going to be on a continuous path if RJ Smith does not refocus himself here tonight against Marcus Holloway. Ooh! Now since coming back to the Warzone, RJ Smith has changed up his repertoire, making new moves in his arsenal, and some are hits, some are misses, and let's just say a majority of these new arsenal tactics are misses for RJ Smith. And Marcus Holloway off the drop toe hold into the middle rope here, using the ring as a weapon. Bringing back the head and neck into that top rope there. And now Holloway has decided to target the head and neck of RJ Smith. Now catching the leg. Ooh! Big knee strike underneath of the jaw. Drop toe hold once again. Into the ropes there. Marcus Holloway once more going to use every part of this ring as a weapon to assist him with the victory here tonight. As both of these guys need dubs in their career for 2022. Here is only a matter of the integrity of which you're going to get in response to that victory here. Big boot right underneath of the jaw of RJ Smith into the cover, hooking the leg here. Shoulders are down and a quick kick out for RJ Smith. Now is RJ trying to bow this one back here. Stiff forearm strike, catching it, landing at home here. Now it's RJ going to try to drive some of the air out of the lungs and chest of Marcus Holloway now. One's got to wonder what is warranting Maxwell White to want to try and help RJ Smith get to a point in his career, cover again here in a kick out. The point where he most likely will be indebted to Maxwell White should he follow his word and his guidance. Things may very well work out for RJ Smith should this happen, but RJ's defiance knows no bounds, and that big boot met to home. Marcus Holloway staring into the soul of RJ Smith off the inverted freaking stunner, and RJ now trying to fire himself up here finally. Off the ropes, trying to go for a leaping head kick, big blow to the face here. RJ Smith now is going to lock himself in on a comeback train off the sling blade now. And here's one of the new arsenals. New move to pop out here, runs in with the enziguri, but Marcus Holloway moving out of the way efficiently and now is on the attack once again. Holloway trying to go for that spinning brain buster. Great counter by RJ Smith. Drops him with a neck breaker now. Trying to two-piece it up here. If you're RJ Smith, looking for that running enziguri head kick, and it connects this time. Holy crap, ladies and gentlemen. When was the last time we saw RJ Smith hit a warning shot? Meeting with the lower jaw of Marcus Holloway. First victory of the year. No, spoke too soon for RJ Smith. A kick out at 2. Marcus Holloway not giving RJ Smith any thought in the matter. He has a chance in this matchup. And RJ Smith now just trying to wear out Marcus Holloway, if the man even can. Climbing all the way to the top rope now is RJ Smith. RJ trying to take to the skies. And Marcus Holloway's in the splash zone. Ooh, double knees. Landing into the mat. And Marcus Holloway now trying to whip RJ Smith into the corner as a reversal. Smith now driving the elbow into the lower back. Look at a stiff punch in the face. And these strikes just keep wailing in the lower back. Now the target for RJ. Smith climbing all the way to the top rope. Crash landing with an elbow to the heart. And now the cover for RJ Smith. Shoulders at only a 1 count. Marcus Holloway trying to snuff out all the hope of RJ Smith right now. And Smith not taking too kindly off of the 1 count. High angle moonsault crash landing into nothing. And Holloway once again trying to go for the spinning baby buster. And Smith was able to counter. Stiff forearm strike backhands. And out of striking competition between these two right now. And Smith gonna whip Holloway over the top rope. Smith is done playing games and is screaming at Marcus Holloway to get back inside of the ring. Referee's count continues to climb higher and higher. Holloway finally reeling back to a knee, back to his own vertical base here, back inside the ring now. Holloway pop up into a gut-wrench suplex. Holloway showing deceiving strength here tonight. But RJ Smith with the underhook facebuster. Into the cover again for RJ Smith. They get a victory. No, again. A kick out at 2.5. And shoulder first into the mat goes Smith. Now Holloway looking to end this off of submission now. A head trap. Into a lock here, but the bully choke. Able to be released. And kick to the midsection. Holloway, trying to go for a belly-to-belly kick to the midsection there. Trying to turn things around for RJ Smith with the ripcord DDT. Big move for RJ Smith. Gonna take it to the skies. RJ, corkscrew senton, but no one was home. Holloway now. With an overhand slap to the face. And that's gonna warrant the spinning brainbuster by Marcus Holloway. The cover now. Shoulders are down. RJ Smith with another loss in 2022.
Here's your winner, Marcus Holloway.
And once again, RJ Smith cannot grab the victory when it matters. Trying to go back and forth with Marcus Holloway throughout the entirety of this matchup here. Another new move in the arsenal being revealed by RJ, but it just wasn't enough. After the slap to the face by Holloway, straight into the spinning brainbuster, giving Holloway his first victory of the new year. And RJ showing some characteristics into a handshake of his own ruse. Smith going below the equator off the low blow, and it doesn't seem like his bad move is worn off yet. RJ is trying to make Holloway pay for the situation. Hit him from behind. Carl Young coming to the aid of Marcus Holloway. RJ Smith with a sneak attack. A complete failure in the matter. Speaking of sneak attacks, what happened last week at the end of the main event between the Broken Kingdom, Melvin McDonald and the man RJ Smith once battled for the Warzone Championship. Jason Ramirez attacking Melvin McDonald at the end of the matchup here, sending a clear bloodshot message to the challenger for the VRW Warzone Championship. Ramirez laying out Melvin McDonald. Well, next week, Melvin McDonald will have a chance to extract some revenge after what Jason Ramirez had did to him last week. He'll have an opportunity to take back his lost VRW Warzone Championship one-on-one and VRW tenfold. But for now, Melvin McDonald looking to take the stand here in front of the VRW Riots. There is fire in the soul of the War Chief of VRW, Jason Ramirez. You brought this upon yourself, but ladies and gentlemen, VRW Warzone brings to you an ensemble of former VRW War Maidens television champions, Alexia Banks, Taiva Saturn, Nikita Zane, and Rachel Ross, all very well soon about to do battle in a frenzy match coming up next.
The following contest is a frenzy match, scheduled for one fall. Introducing first, from Boston, Massachusetts, representing the CSF Mafia, Alexia Banks.
Alexia Banks here to represent the CSF Mafia here tonight. Big fight field in this frenzy match here in the Warzone. The War Maidens about to blow up again.
And her opponent, first, from Yamaguchi, Japan, Nakia.
She is a Carnage Princess of VRW, Nikita Sane. She was the very first ever War Maidens television champion when the TV title was brought to the attention of the War Maidens and discontinued by the Warriors. The War Maidens division blew up brightly, especially when Nikita Sane was champion. Now it's gonna build up even brighter than it ever has before with the roulette frenzy on the horizon.
From Tokyo, Japan, Kaiva Saturn.
Kaiva Saturn, a history maker in her own right. She was the first to ever dethrone the VRW War Maidens television champion Nikita Sane. Spunky, speedy attitude Kaiva has. It is that kind of attitude and quick thinking that she's gonna need to survive in a roulette frenzy match.
From Queens, New York,
arguably the strongest VRW War Maiden television champion in its history. Rachel Ross is a powerhouse amongst the likes of the Suplexes, the Robin Black Stars of VRW. Rachel Ross has shown time and time again that it is not just her strength, it is an unbelievable sight. She has the sensation, the need to feel that she needs to be lighter than air and even take to the skies if need be, if she wants to woo the crowd in any way she wants. That is the kind of thing that is able to happen when Rachel Ross is in the ring. An ensemble of former War Maiden television champions. Things are about to get lively here tonight at the Warzone. We're still far from a War Maidens main event matchup. It's on the way here. This is a one fall to the finish frenzy match. No countouts, no disqualifications. These former champions can do absolutely anything and everything that they want to each other. And Kaiva started off that Tiger feint kick. Her quick style in the ring is something that is a threatening factor. Already a submission by Rachel Ross. Nikita Sane, however, able to find the escape. And Kaiva Saturn taking it to Rachel Ross. Again, arguably one of the strongest War Maiden television champions in its history. There are 3 other champions who either held or is currently holding the television championship. Marissa Bear, who's going to be keeping her eyes and ears focused with the VRW War Maidens championship matchup next week. And there's also Ruby Rebel, who also held the VRW War Maidens television championship. She's got her eyes set on the main event against Trish Riley and Insurgencies. Oh, BB Cash and Gift of Valor champion Jada Storm. A bunch of history makers are a majority of those who held the War Maidens television championship. Eva Cyanide following the orders of Selena Stone, ready to cause some havoc in the roulette frenzy match next week. It is their playground, if you would. Meanwhile, on the outside, Nikita Sane and Kaiva Saturn duking things out. Alexia Banks and Rachel Ross fighting things, keeping the ring to themselves here. These kicks that are needed here to harm here. Misses with the super kick. Rachel Ross off the spine buster. And Rachel Ross is all alone in the ring right now with Alexia Banks off the running power slam here. This could be a quick win right now. 2 count, no. And Nikita Sane coming in to make sure that her chances of winning this matchup were still on the cards here. Ooh, big shot by Rachel Ross trying to knock Nikita Sane off, but Rachel Ross is all the way to the top herself here. Oh, the superplex! Still with a hold, and then Nikita Sane into the Falcon Zero. And from the top rope, no one was home for Kaiva Saturn in that cannonball. And now going after Nikita Sane. Once again here, kick to the midsection. Kaiva Saturn looking for a spinning brain buster. Meanwhile on the outside, Alexia Banks trying to keep the palms and strikes. Clothesline against the apron by Ross. And a modified version of the Russian leg sweep by Kaiva Saturn. Trying to pin Nikita Sane, and Nikita able to kick out quickly. And now transitions into a submission hold triangle. Armbar is locked in. Nikita trying to elevate the lower body in a powerbomb. Delivered to Kaiva. Rachel Ross now turns her attention to the smallest member of the matchup here, dropping the elbow. Nikita Sane not trying to have her shine stolen from her. Has Rachel Ross up on the shoulders, looking for the compass rose. The cover and the shoulders are down, but Rachel Ross is able to kick out at 2. Kaiva back to her feet. Banks back inside the ring here. Ooh. Down goes Nikita Sane, jawbreaker. Now kick to the midsection once again. Kaiva looking for the Ruby driver. The Ruby driver. Shoulders are down. Oh, Rachel Ross able to kick out again at 2.5. Kaiva Saturn making some headway here. And oh, got blasted down back to reality by Rachel Ross. And Kaiva trying to whip her over the top rope, not going to happen. Banks does it herself. And Alexia Banks spiking with a DDT on the apron. Kaiva coming off of the comeback train. Saturn looking to fly. Cannonball connecting. Ross tried her best to get out of the way, but Kaiva still hit her target regardless. And oh, kicking away the smaller variant of the matchup here. Rachel Ross primed and ready to put it into the matchup here. Kaiva almost got dropped by the red-headed Doom. And Rachel Ross face first into the canvas. Kaiva Saturn looking to pin Rachel Ross again. No! Instead, Kaiva keeping the pressure. Corkscrew moonsault to Rachel Ross, and Nikita Sane not trying to let or allow Kaiva Saturn make the cover. And a double A spine buster. But now Banks back to her feet here, trying to drop kick the back of the head of Nikita Sane. Instead starts to use her fist here, and a bicycle knee to the jaw. And that would take Nikita Sane out of the match momentarily here. And a half and half suplex by Saturn. And Rachel Ross from behind. Here comes the power spike, and with a scoop slam pile driver. Shoulders are down, cover, and a kick out. Rachel Ross, the powerhouse of the matchup here, who is also very athletic. Look at this. Off the Northern Lights, transitions into a spinning brain buster. Vintage Rachel Ross here in the matchup. Oh! Stiff Yakuza kick meeting the jaw. Turns it into a Samoan drop. Now Banks got caught with that elbow. Nikita Sane trying to go for another compass. Rolls clothesline over and out of the ring. And now a quick cover steal by Rachel Ross, and Alexia Banks flying in with an elbow, breaking up the pin. Ooh! Stiff punch that rocks Alexia Banks by Rachel Ross here, trying to go for a jumping calf kick. And a pump kick delivered to Nikita. And Rachel Ross using her power to downgrade Alexia Banks' chances in the matchup here. Ross with her eye on the prize here. Knee to the midsection. Rachel Ross looking for the pendulum hammer. The submission is being applied right now. And Kaiva trying to find an escape, and she does. But Rachel Ross with a spiking neck breaker, but still going back after. Kaiva Saturn is going to spike Ross. With the DDT using her legs, Kaiva Saturn looking to take the victory off of the pendulum hammer. Alexia Banks able to kick out at 2.5. This is a massive 4 War Maidens frenzy matchup, and we are not even done with the night yet. Ooh! Off the swinging neck breaker to the splash by Kaiva Saturn. We still have the first ever one-on-one match between Bad Amy and Bella Lockjaw. Not to mention the Undisputed Elite versus Insurgency and Trish Riley. There's a bomb waiting to be set off here. There's a compass rose by Nikita Sane, and Kaiva with a spear! The cover, and Nikita Sane breaking it up, saving the match. What I tell you, this is high-paced action brought to you by the War Maidens of VRW. These are former War Maiden television champions doing what they love to do best, and that is beating the absolute holy hell out of each other. Off the hip toss, driving it into the chin. And a stiff lariat by Rachel Ross. Are you kidding me? Ross taking it to the skies. The move out of the way was Nikita. Drop kick didn't meet home, but still has an upper hand. Power slam on the apron. Kaiva and Banks having to pick themselves back up off the ground here. Kaiva Saturn now. Ooh, great counter by Alexia Banks. Got caught in the clutches of Rachel Ross off that draping neck breaker again. And Kaiva Saturn with another spear. Rachel Ross off the Northern Lights spinning brainbuster combination. Everyone is down except for Kaiva Saturn. Turns it around, corkscrew moonsault into a cover. The cover. Shoulders are down. Save and a kick out at 2.99. Rachel Ross now keeping the fight to Alexia Banks off another splash. Nikita Sane off the cover. The leg no shoulders are down and a kick out. This Sane trying to go. Oh! Intercepting with an awkward looking spear by Nikita Sane, trying to go for another spear to Kaiva Saturn now having the legs picked from underneath of her. And Banks bring out the submission before it's even locked in. What a right hand by Alexia Banks and a quick cover, and Banks couldn't get the pin. And now Rachel Ross trying to go for another pendulum hammer. Instead, transitions, locks in an STF. STF applied. Trying to force Kaiva to tap out. Kaiva, however, breaking a hole with an elbow to the nose of Rachel Ross. Misses wildly here. All four of these War Maidens are at war. And Banks trying to knock off Ross on the apron. Not going to happen. Here's another cover. And Rachel Ross saving the matchup. Now look, what was that? Hurricanrana! Hurricanrana by Rachel and a kick at 2. That is exactly what I was trying to tell you people. Ross has the uncanny ability to dish out moves like that and get away with it. Oh! Stiff roundhouse kick to the midsection of Nikita Sane. Rachel on the assault right now. Alexia Banks suplex stunner. Now into the cover, hooks the leg. Shoulders are down. Kaiva able to kick out at 2.5. But Alexia Banks, however, nails her with a pendulum hammer. Cover for Ross to win the match. No, Alexia able to kick out at 2. This has been a wild affair as of late here. Alexia Banks, Rachel Ross fighting their damnness right now. Up on the shoulders, looking for the compass rose again. Alexia Banks shut it down. And now once again up on the shoulders again, but Banks once again shutting it down. And a spinning heel kick. And trying to take the pin is Nikita, but Banks is still there. Now Alexia Banks trying to keep Nikita safe from building any more momentum here tonight. Boom in her face. Oh! Sim punch, drop toe hold into the middle rope again for Nikita Sane. Alexia Banks gonna drive the left knee into the side of the head of Nikita Sane. And once again, Rachel Ross, the power and athleticism in tow. Double suplex brainbuster combination. And, oh, kick to the midsection. Oh, dropping Banks on the back of her head and neck. Splash down by Kaiva. Making the save was Nikita. And another Samoa drop. It's down to the two redheads, Nikita and Rachel right now. The only ones left inside the ring right now. Banks trying to get her bearings back beside herself here. Meanwhile, Ross and Nikita. Got caught, drop toe hold into the crossface. Crossface has applied, but Banks saving the matchup. Suplex stunner. But again, another submission is applied. Trying to force Nikita to tap, it's not going to happen. Now Alexia Banks, tried to go for an infinite figure four and being lost over the top as Nikita. But Banks wasn't paying attention. Swinging STO, cover, reverse STO, no, not enough. Now Ross is going after Banks once again. Turns it around. Drops it with another neck breaker. And on the outside, the butterfly corkscrew neck breaker connects as well. And Ross gonna go out to the outside. Is very intrigued with the battle between Nikita and Kaiva right now. Launch into the apron where Banks was sitting at a drop kick. Nikita Sane is being put through the ringer right now by Kaiva Saturn. And whoa! Look at the athleticism of Nikita Sane. Look out for the top rope. Crash to nothing. Nikita Sane putting in the hard work as well. Now Sane calling Ross up to her feet right now. Springboard tried to go for a spear. No one landed at home. These War Maidens are going crazy. And finisher. And Nikita Sane stopping Kaiva from going after this spear to Alexia Banks here. Kick to the face. From the top rope, look out, trying to go for the face buster, trying to go for a spear. And Banks got thrown to clothesline anyway. Nikita Sane showing the fire that she once held as the first ever War Maidens Television champion. Now looking for a draping cloverleaf submission. Trying to force Alexia to tap out. But Banks not gonna have it. Cross body push aside. Now ran into another spear attempt once again. And now look at this. Stunner and stereo. That was impressive. That was a thing of beauty. What the hell? Banks drove to the back of her head and neck off the Solito. But Rachel Ross is gonna steal the victory here from Banks.
Here is your winner, Rachel Ross.
That was a killer ending sequence for this War Maidens frenzy. This matchup was literally all over the place. Everyone had their moments to shine, especially people like Kaiba Saturn nailing that corkscrew moonsault when no one was around to stop her. Everything evolved so fluidly. The motion was vivid. And it all came down to some stunner and stereo maneuvers made by both Rachel Ross and Alexia Banks here. I never seen anything like it. But Banks had her back turned to Rachel Ross, and Ross knew exactly what to do and took the victory for herself. Rachel Ross wins the frenzy. We know that Bad Amy is ready to do battle against Candy Vega inside the Queen of the Jungle structure here. Whoa, whoa, whoa! Bella Lockjaw! Not even letting Bad Amy get herself mentally prepared heading into the matchup here and attacking her right off the bat. Bad Amy has not been in the best mood as of late here, and Bella Lockjaw just trying to get herself some payback after what happened to her last week. Just playing a bunch of baiting games with Bad Amy here. Oh! Mrs. Wildly here and a lariat to the back of the head and neck. Matchup hasn't even been officially started here yet. And now Lockjaw with a steel baseball bat. And look at who just arrived here in the Warzone. Candy Vega is here watching everything all go down. Amy has noticed. Lockjaw has noticed. And Bella Lockjaw with the baseball bat still in hand. Referee called for the match to begin, and that was called for the disqualification. Bella Lockjaw even going after the referee. Come on. They granted the referee deserted him, but not like this, not right now. Candy Vega, all she wanted was an excuse to come after Bad Amy a week before the Queen of the Jungle match, and Bella Lockjaw's granted her an opportunity. It's like this whole thing was set up from the get-go. And now Bad Amy trying to fight back. That's a Where's Giving. Where's Giving now trying to go for the CKV, but Kenny Vega getting out of doors, and Bad Amy again dropping Bella Lockjaw. And once again, Candy Vega scurrying away. Oh, Bella Lockjaw eats another Where's Giving. The stage is already set for Bad Amy versus Candy Vega, locked inside the Queen of the Jungle structure. As explosive of a matchup that's going to be, ladies and gentlemen. It is the one pay-per-view where every gamble matters, and I don't think these two want to gamble their careers. And VRW Tenfold is the first ever Queen of the Jungle match of 2022. The same match where Bad Amy became the first ever War Maidens champion. Alongside, we have 5 championship matches to contend with, one of which including the Souls Are a Championship match that will be decided under 2 out of 3 falls. Submission only. Brandon Ace and Karan Cook. That match was announced earlier in the night, and we knew ahead of schedule that Tyson Sharp will battle Mason Rex for the VRW American Revolution Championship. Mason Rex not allowed to bring Darren Troy, not allowed to bring Benjamin Sawyer into the action to ringside at all. It'll be a simple one-on-one matchup. Another match that we are looking forward to is the rematch for Marissa Barrett and the VRW War Maidens Championship. The champion herself, Amber Young, promises to bring out the true potential of the War Maidens division. Whether or not Marissa Barrett has that true potential is beyond me. But one other match that has the potential of madness is the match between Trish Riley and Jada Storm, both of which have been trying to get one Ryan Riley to fully be on their side in the matter. That is going to be a potential match for disaster. And then there's also the VRW Warzone Championship match, the rematch between Jason Ramirez and Melvin McDonald. Melvin with passionate words in regards to the difference between himself and the current champion, Jason Ramirez. And finally, for the first time ever, the Roulette Frenzy match comes to you at VRW Tenfold. 32 Warriors, 32 War Maidens, all with an opportunity to head straight to the main event of the Ultimate Frenzy. Absolutely anyone, absolutely everyone has a chance to make something of themselves.
This is the main event of the evening. The following contest is a tag team match scheduled for one fall. Introducing first, from Dublin City, Ireland, Tris Riley.
Big time main event field for Tris Riley. This is her first ever main event matchup in her career here in VRW. Riley has come a long way, and in 1 week's time, she'll be battling for her first singles championship against Jada Storm. These two with a puzzle history with the same beginnings. But things have changed a lot for Jada Storm, especially now that she is the leader and creator of the Insurgency.
Representing Insurgency, the team of BD Cash and the VRW Gift of Valor champion, Jada Storm.
Many months ago in 2021, Jada Storm has gone back and forth with the members of the Undisputed Elite. BB Cash even chiming in on some of the Twitter wars that have been going on. Finally, after so much talk, after so much confrontations between a keyboard, Insurgency finally meets in the same ring, in the same match as the Undisputed Elite, the current VRW War Maidens Tag Team Champions. Things could not be more volatile than they are here tonight in this main event. If it just occurred to you now, Tris and Jada will be fighting for that championship around her waist to give the Valor title next week. How the hell are these two going to coexist tonight?
And their opponents, they are the VRW Tag Team Champions, Suplex, Tori Doyle, Ruby Rebel, the Undisputed Elite.
They are your reigning VRW War Maidens Tag Team Champions, the Undisputed Elite. Tori Doyle, Suplex, and Ruby Rebel, the leader, claiming that they want nothing but the gold surrounding the divisions of VRW. They already have one set of championship gold. There are 3 other titles that they could chase after 4, but right now they need to focus. Tris Riley especially has a lot of problems focusing up in this situation right now. Just imagine all the trouble and turmoil that she has had to deal with, not just Jada Storm, not just Insurgency, but Ryan Riley, who is stuck in the middle of between following Insurgency and following his heart that belongs to Tris Riley. There's no surprise that their love is definitely playing a factor in the allegiance scenario for Ryan Riley. Follow the person who's helping you become a tag team champion, or follow the person who makes you a more complete human being. And Tris Riley here, Tris having a deal with the underestimated Tori Doyle, the Undisputed Elite. Tori Doyle, who got the pinfall victory that allowed the Undisputed Elite to call themselves the VRW War Maidens Tag Team Champions. And Tris Riley going to try and keep Tori Doyle from making any tags in this matchup here. But right now they're going back and forth like a pendulum swing right now. Tris Riley stuck in the corner of the UE, and making the tag first is the UE. And now look at this combination super kick and knee strike. Suplex of the Undisputed Elite, who's completely obsessed with suplexes. But Tris Riley able to counter before she can pull any of them off. And now going to lock in a submission. The lawn chair is applied here, trying to force Sue to tap out right here. And now Tris Riley trying to win for her team, for Insurgency. But Suplex not going to let her get the victory that easily. But Sue's still stuck in the wrong part of town here, trying to make the tag as Trish Riley, but she can't do it right now. Kick to the back of that legs, and a drop kick moved out of the way. Sidestep by suplex, and there's the first suplex. Oh, and now making a tag. BB Cash, now the legal War Man coming out blasted. What a collision by BB. Now trapped in the corner. Off that shoulder tackle into a belly to belly. The Undisputed Elite going crazy right now with their powerhouse suplex. Trying to pick the legs, got caught, however, dropped down. The lock in a submission. STF. Crossface is applied here. Sue again. Escaping a submission, got caught and trapped. Dropping down across the knee of BB Cash. Suplex off the shoulder tackle. Now Sue not going to waste any time making the tag to the leader of the Undisputed Elite, Ruby Rebel. Blasting through with a stiff clothesline of BB. And now, ooh, off the stiff European uppercut now, BB Cash. The lob. Ruby Rebel into the corner of Insurgency and driving her face first into a bulldog. Even in that vertically knocking Trish Riley off of the apron. We're going to ignore that for now. BB locking in another submission. Oh, Ruby Rebel able to get out of that real quick and fashionably. And now, oh! Overshot that slingshot maneuver did BB Cash. And Rebel trying to knock BB off the apron. Didn't work out too well. Now Cash is going to keep the fight going to the Undisputed Elite. They have been waiting for this opportunity for a very, very long time. And Ruby Rebel trying to kick Riley off the apron, but the tag was made to the Gift of Valor champion, Jada Storm, now after the leader. Leader versus leader. Let's give it to him. But now Ruby Rebel gonna lob Jada Storm. Oh, trying to go for a Yakuza kick from the corner. Got caught. Schoolgirl super kick under the jaw. And Jada looking for the flash point. No. Great counter. Oh. Stiff forearm strike by Ruby. Rebel got caught to the double knees. And Rebel making an attack. A suplex. And so incoming with the kitchen sinks. The knees to the midsection. Sending Jada for an inverted ride. And oh. Now finally able to come back after the onslaught knees from suplex. Suplex is supposed to be her thing, not knees. However, Jada Storm able to come back. Stiff forearm strikes to the lower back. A suplex. And now going to chain it up with a backstabber. The leader of Insurgency taking it to the queen of suplexes. Oh! Stiff kick to the top of the dome and a clothesline dropping. The Gift of Valor champion suplex. Could you imagine if either member of the UE get a victory over the champion here in this main event? Another belly-to-belly suplex by Sue. This is definitely the makings of a world war right now, with Insurgency and the UE in the same match right now. Schoolgirl into another super kick to the jaw. First time ever confrontation. Insurgency and the UE along with Trish Riley. Only reason she's here right now is to fill in to even the odds for Jada Storm's chances here. Swings into an STO. Top snap or nap. Trying to make Sue nap here, but unfortunately, Ruby Rebel now gonna pay for bringing on the pin. And now making an attack to BB Cash. Trish Riley with a little rebellious side being shown right now, not getting out of the referee's normal count. And that gave BB opportunity to get dropped by suplex, and now got caught into a German suplex. This might be very well all she wrote. If Sue is able to hit this right here and now, has BB up in the air, looking for the ultimate suplex. The cover, shoulders are down, BB able to get the shoulder up at 2. Cash got dropped with the best suplex in Sue's arsenal, making the tag to Tori now. The former weak link of the Undisputed Elite, the reason why they are the tag team champions right now. Tori Doyle is going to show you how and why it means for the UE to be the champions here and now in this year, in this era right now. Going to show you an example of why it was wrong for those to underestimate Tori Doyle the way many of the War Maidens did. However, BB Cash, one of those who underestimated, still showing her skill for insurgency. And now off the accent sickle. Combinations laid out, played for BB. Now just boot in her face. Side of the head of Tori Doyle right now, not giving a damn. Now trying to go for a belly-to-belly. Great counter by Tori Doyle. Misses wildly with the clothesline. BB now. Off a headlock, dropping her down too in the back of her head and neck. BB Cash now. Oh, what in the world? Trish Riley not too keen on the affairs of insurgency right now, and their affairs of the UE. Dropping off the apron, and Jada Storm, the League of War Maiden right now. Trish Riley being a foul player right now. Understands the situation that she's in right now. Trish Riley is watching, scouting her opponent next week at tenfold. Jada Storm, the Gift of Valor Championship will be on the line. Trish Riley doesn't care about the affairs of the UE and insurgency. All she cares about is not just her man, but the Gift of Valor Championship. And those are in the commodities of Jada Storm at the moment. And Jada is holding down the fort despite that one mishap with Trish Riley. She is holding her ground against the UE. And ooh, Tori Doyle off the deep arm drag now. Trying to go for a DDT. Great counter by the Gift of Valor champion here. Trying to get out of the corner of the UE as she's fighting her way through now. Rebel trying to get Tori Doyle to make the tag to get her out of dodge. But the Gift of Valor champion going toe-to-toe with Tori Doyle now. Going to make the tag to Trish Riley directly this time. Seems that Trish Riley's issues is with BB Cash more here tonight. Now Tori Doyle on the attack. Trish Riley doing a smart thing, dragging her away from BB, away from Jada to make that tag. And dropping a heavy elbow on the back of the head and neck, flipping off the VRW Riots, unsportsmanlike. And Trish Riley now looking to fight on behalf of the VRW Riots. Hammerlock, cradle suplex. And Tori trying to make the tag to Ruby, but still once again being intercepted right now. Off the Hurricane, however. Tori Doyle now in an opening. And now has her up and dropping her down. Off the sit-out power bomb of Tori Doyle. Tori looking for the W here tonight. Kick to the midsection. Is going to look for that package pile driver. Great counter by Trish Riley. And now Tori able to make the tag. Ruby Rebel, the League of War Maidens in the matchup now. Coming in clean with the clotheslines of Riley. throwing her out of the air, and now is gonna throw Rebel over it out of the ring. Ruby Rebel, slapping away the punches here. Going blow for blow, kind of a counter. Oh, with a head kick straight to the face. A Trish Riley now. Swinging Uranagi slam by Ruby Rebel. And now Riley making that tag. Making the tag once again to J.R. Storm, flies in with a drop kick. And again with a drop kick, this time moved out of the way. Ruby Rebel now got blasted with a heavy punch by J.R. Storm. Off the schoolgirl into the super kick. Not gonna go for the cover, however, and that might pay dividends there. Off the clothesline, swung out of the air here. Got caught again into a neck breaker. And Ruby Rebel, once out of this match, was their first victory over Insurgency. High knee, cover, and there's BB to save Jada. I got caught in the clutches of Ruby Rebel. Swinging cutter. That's going to keep BB out of the way of the UE. And now a kick to the midsection. Ruby Rebel has Jada Storm hooked up for the red herring. What a win to Sabine to get a pin over the Gift of Valor champion. And there's a kick out belly to belly to Triss. Tag was made to Tori Doyle, and Jada Storm is all on her own right now. A one War Maiden army. Knee to the midsection, looking for a pendulum face buster. Great counter by the champion. Jada Storm now, whiplash, flatliner. Jada Storm fighting like she's got an entire army of War Maidens in her own soul. Now off the whiplash, dropping Tori into a neck breaker. Now the cover, hook the leg, shoulders it down. Ruby Rebel was so quick that she needed to save Tori. But now the numbers have returned for Jada Storm. Trish Riley and BB Cash back up on the apron now. And now draping Tori Doyle over the top rope, using the rope as a weapon. And now dropping off the apron again, Trish Riley. BB Cash now the legal War Maiden of the matchup here. And now these two are barking at each other. Trish Riley and Jada Storm, but the wall was, wait, hold on! Trish Riley attacking Jada Storm, and now I knew these two could not get along at all through the entirety of this matchup. And now things are boiling over. Jada Storm and Trish Riley are duking things out right here and now. Meanwhile, BB Cash is stuck by herself with the UE. The tag was made to suplex. Looking for a suplex, powerbomb, neckbreaker combo. But Trish Riley and Jada Storm are still too preoccupied in a kick out. BB Cash having to contend with the UE while these two were brawling on the rimway. But inside the ring, the UE from the top and middle rope, a triple powerbomb. But Jada Storm can't even focus. The cover, and BB able to kick out at 2.5. Now gonna go 2 for 2 perhaps. Meanwhile on the rampway, just dropping dropping Riley. And with a second triple powerbomb to put the nail in the coffin of BB. Suplex into the cover again. Shoulders are down, BB once again able to get the shoulder up. call BB Cash a trooper right now. She is focusing on this handicap against the UE. And Suplex has her up, looking for the ultimate suplex with BB Cash. Able to counter. Schoolgirl into the silver kick. I can't even believe what's going on right now. What the hell am I talking about? Yes, I can. Jada Storm and Trish Riley fighting for the right to be the Get the Valley champion next week in the validation here tonight. These two brawling just proves that these two cannot stand each other at all. But BB Cash looking for the cash out of nowhere. Not able to hit it. And now a Cobra clutch submission. Submission applied. Sue able to fight and escape. This is nuts. This is insane. Not exactly how this main event was supposed to go. Once again, another Cobra clutch. Cobra clutch submission applied. Sue, is she gonna tap out? No. Able to find the escape. Got caught, however, into the cradle. Draping her up. The power of suplex is uncanny. But look out, Ruby Rubble. Eating the madness right now. But suplex once again. With the ultimate suplex. And now the cover. Shoulders are down, the Undisputed Elite have beaten Insurgency.
The Undisputed Elite.
We have never seen infighting this bad. And I may have been in quite a long time, but look out! Look out! Look out! Jada Storm driven into the barricade! These two are still fighting! This matchup was never made to go after the UE. It was always to stir the pot! Trish Riley and Jada Storm have a fire in their soul that refuses to extinguish itself. And oh! Referee finally arriving to the scene, but what the hell is he gonna do? What can he do in this situation here? Shots to the midsection. Jada Storm trying to make Trish Riley suffer. The first match that Jada has had with the UE, with BB by her side, ruined. Jada told Trish Riley to fall in line and get with the program. We got ourselves a whole new program right now. These two can't even wait a week. Can't even wait a week to get their hands on each other one-on-one in a sanctioned match. These two are brawling. The VRW Riot stand behind it and everything, but holy crap! Oh! Jada Storm repeatedly tossing Trish into the table. No! Jada was put through a barricade and Riley's being put through a table. Can you imagine the big fight field next week? VRW tenfold. Gift the Valley Championship on the line. Trish Riley, Jada Storm, the Roulette Frenzy, ladies and gentlemen. War has come to season 2. Somebody's got to stop these two.